Great rising, everybody. It is Monday, March 23rd, 2026, and the time is 1:43 a.m. I want to thank you all for checking me out again. Yes, this is another one. Okay, I am going to get straight to the point because I know that we all have things to do in this busy rat race of a life we're running. So I have something for you. Now, I wrote this song last week. It took me a few days to write it, and it is a very emotional piece. Now, when I wrote this, it kind of touched me. It really touched me. And I was going to keep this in my journal for myself. But then the universe, the creator, the energy, the frequency, it was on me, and it was like, Bible, you got to share this with the world. So I'm sharing this with the world. Now, this reflection is not a personal shot at anybody. I'm not taking shots at anybody, but I'm talking to everybody, including, yes, myself. Okay, so I want you to listen to this reflection with an open heart. Put down your bag. Yes, that bag you carry. Your ego, your anger, your resentment, your pettiness, your I got this. I don't need nobody. Like, I'm on a grind, I'm on a hustle. Put those bags down and just sit here and listen to this. So I want you to breathe. When you listen to this, I want you to inhale the message, and I want you to exhale your ego. I want you to exhale all the things that's holding your spirit back from growing. So please, I ask you that you listen to this. Take your time. Listen to it multiple times. And I also want you to share this reflection with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Yes, send a text message, share a link, post it on your social media platforms, call somebody up and say, ooh, baby, I got something for you. Why don't you do that for me? And I'm also asking all of y'all to please help me out. Okay, so I need some help. I would like for all of you to make a donation to this blog. So your donations help me keep the blog going. Yes, this blog has bills, believe it or not. And I'm asking you all to support me by helping keeping this blog rolling. I want to grow the blogs. There's other areas of the blog that I want to incorporate. But it costs, and I'm asking that you all just support me a little bit. Okay, with all that being said and done, we're gonna get right into the inspiration. I hope you like it. Please share.
Author's opening note. Let me go on and say this before we even step into this thing together. Some of y'all not gonna like what you're about to read, and that is all right. I did not write this to make you comfortable. I wrote this because something in my spirit would not let me sit quiet and sip sweet tea like everything out here moving right. It is not, and deep down you already know that. See, we real good at pointing fingers, real good, Olympic level with it. We can find fault in a stranger quicker than we can find peace in our own reflection. We got degrees in judging people we do not even know, and certifications in minding everybody business except the one living inside our own chest. And somehow we still wake up every morning expecting grace like it is owed to us, like mercy got our name on a reserved seat. Now that is funny. Not funny, haha. Funny like you got to shake your head and say, Lord have mercy, we really out here like this. I have watched people ask the Creator for patience while being rude to the cashier. I have watched folks pray for blessings and then step clean over somebody else just to get ahead. I have heard people say they want peace, but they carry chaos like it is a designer bag. And the wild part is, we do not even see it half the time. We numb, we tired, we chasing, we scrolling, we grinding, or we surviving. But somewhere in all that noise, we forgot how to feel people. So I got a question. Not a cute question, not a Sunday morning dressed up question, a real one. What if the same grace you asking for had to pass through your own hands first before it reached you? Yeah, sit with that for a second. And if you do not believe in a creator, cool, no pressure. But let me ask you this. What if your own body started treating you the way you treat people? What if your heart decided it was tired of being consistent because you inconsistent with kindness? What if your breath came and went based on how often you gave life to others instead of taking it with your words? Now that will make you pause a little different. This is not me preaching at you. This is me sitting on the same porch as you, just talking truth, a little humor, a little sarcasm, a whole lot of heart. Because if we do not start checking ourselves, life will do it for us, and life do not come with a warning label. So come on, walk with me through this reflection. It might sting a little. It might make you laugh at yourself. It might even make you change something. And if it do, then it did exactly what it was supposed to do. When mercy looks like a mirror, a soul check from the porch, the pavement, and the spirit. By Khatib Shunner. There is a man I know, old school New Orleans soul, named is Mr. Lucien. Everybody call him Lou though, because in the 7th Ward, if your name got more than 2 syllables, folks gon' shorten it whether you like it or not. Mr. Lou sit on his porch most evenings, watching the world pass like it owe him an explanation. One evening I sat next to him and he said something that stuck to me like humidity in July. He said, "Boy, people out here asking for rain, but they been nothing but drought to everybody around them." I laughed because it sounded funny. Then I stopped laughing because it was not funny at all. See, we really do expect to receive things we do not give. We want understanding, but we cut people off mid-sentence. We want forgiveness, but we hold grudges like family heirlooms. We want love, but we stingy with it, handing it out in teaspoons while expecting gallons in return. Now imagine this. Imagine the Creator said, "All right, bet. From this day forward, I am only giving you what you give to others. No extra grace, no bonus mercy, no late night forgiveness package sliding in when you done messed up again. Just a clean mirror. You impatient with people. Now everything in your life start moving slow just to test you. You gossip about folks. Now your name start traveling in rooms you never even been in. You ignore people in need. Now when you in need, doors stay closed like they got your picture taped on them. Tell me that would not humble you real quick. But here is the thing. Some of us already living in that reflection and do not even realize it. We call it bad luck. We call it haters. We call it the system. And yes, sometimes those things real. I am not dismissing that. But sometimes, just sometimes, it is a reflection. A hard one. Now let us take it off the spiritual shelf for a minute and bring it down to the body. Your body is working right now without asking you for nothing. Your heart beating like a loyal drummer. Your lungs breathing like they got a contract with life itself. Your cells moving, repairing, adjusting, adapting, all without applause. And how do we treat it? We feed it nonsense. We stress it out. We deprive it of rest. We talk down to ourselves in ways we would never talk to a stranger. Now imagine your body said, "You know what? I am going to match your energy. You neglect me, I neglect you. You overwork me, I shut down early. You fill me with junk, I stop processing right. You speak death over yourself, I start believing you." That would scare you into a whole new level of self-awareness. But again, some of us already experiencing that, and we calling it everything but what it is. A mirror. There is a woman named Miss Rochelle who run a small corner store not far from Claiborne. She got a mouth on her, sharp as a blade, but her heart soft as fresh bread. She once told me, "Baby, people treat others like stepping stones and then get mad when life tripped them." That stayed with me, because we really do live in a stepping over culture, a give me society, a me first, you later, if ever type of mindset. People stepping over friends for money, stepping over family for status, stepping over their own peace just to look successful on the outside. And for what? A bigger house you barely sleep in, a car that impress people who do not even like you, a job that drain your soul but pay you just enough to stay. We running a race that do not even have a finish line, just checkpoints of temporary satisfaction. And while we running, we bumping into people, pushing people, hurting people. Then at night, we lay down and wonder why we feel empty. Because you cannot build fulfillment on a foundation of harm. You just cannot. Let me tell you a little story. A piece of folklore passed around by an old woman named Mama Sali, who used to sit outside a shotgun house with a fan that never worked, but she kept waving it anyway. She used to tell us about a spirit called the Mirror Walker. Now, the Mirror Walker was not good or bad. It just followed people, quiet, patient, watching. And whatever you put out into the world, the Mirror Walker would collect it. Every harsh word, every kind gesture, every selfish act, every moment of grace. And one day, when you least expected it, the Mirror Walker would stand in front of you, and without saying a word, it would release everything back into your life at once. If you gave love, you would be overwhelmed with love. If you gave cruelty, it would hit you like a storm you could not outrun. And Mama Sali would always end the story the same way. She would say, "Baby, you better watch what you hand to the world, because it got a way of finding its way back home." Now, as a child, that sounded like a spooky story. As an adult, it sounded like truth wearing a costume. Because whether you call it karma, energy, consequence, or divine justice, something is always keeping score. Not in a petty way, not in a revenge way, but in a balancing way. Life got a way of evening things out, and here is where it get real. We do not just hurt strangers, we hurt the people closest to us, the ones who love us the most, the ones who see us when the world do not. We snap at them, we take them for granted, we expect them to understand us while we refuse to understand them. Then we wonder why relationships start breaking down. Because love cannot breathe in an environment where it is constantly being suffocated. You gotta water what you want to grow. And right now, too many of us watering everything except what actually matters. We watering ambition, watering ego, watering image, but we letting compassion dry up. We letting empathy crack. We letting connection wither. And then we act surprised when life start feeling empty. Let me say something that might sit heavy. There is more to life than money. Now, do not get me wrong. Money matter. We all got bills. We all got responsibilities. Nobody trying to be out here struggling on purpose. But money cannot hug you back. Money cannot sit with you in your quiet moments. Money cannot heal the parts of you that been hurting since you was a child. And if you build your whole life chasing it, you might wake up one day rich in everything except peace. Same with power. Being in control of everything but yourself is still being out of control. You can win every argument and still lose every relationship. You can dominate every room and still feel alone in your own home. Because power without purpose is just noise and possessions. Listen, you can own a whole lot of stuff and still feel owned by emptiness. Because things do not fill the spaces that connection was meant to occupy. And vacations, yeah, they nice. Everybody love a good trip. But if your life only feel good when you escaping it, that is a problem. You should not need a plane ticket just to feel alive. Joy is supposed to live in your everyday moments, in your conversations, in your presence, in your spirit, not just in your getaways. And then there is that 9-to-5 grind. Now, some people love what they do, and that is beautiful. But for many, it is survival mode. Wake up tired, work tired, come home tired, sleep tired, and call it living. That is not living, that is enduring. And somewhere in all that enduring, we become numb. We stop feeling, stop caring, stop connecting. We start seeing people as obstacles instead of human beings. And that right there, that's where it start going left for real. Not all at once now. It creep in quiet. Because when you stop seeing people as people, when you start looking at them like they just in your way or something to use or get around, hurting them don't even feel like hurting no more. It feel normal. And that's the scary part. See, once it get easy to hurt folks, it get real hard to recognize who you even is anymore. You start losing pieces of yourself and don't even notice they gone. Little by little, bit by bit. Next thing you know, you winning out here, at least it looked like it, but inside, you ain't even home no more. That's the real danger. It ain't just what you doing to people, it's what you doing to your own spirit while you trying to get ahead. So let me bring it back around, real simple. What if everything you put out came right back to you? I'm talking no delay, no grace period, no soft landing, just straight return to sender. How you moving then? You still talking to folks any kind of way? You still acting like people disposable? Like they came with an expiration date and it passed the moment they stopped being useful to you? You still choosing money over people every time? Still walking past somebody hurting like you ain't see it? Or you slowing down a little? You listening more? You showing up different like you actually care? Because at the end of the day, how you treat people, that ain't about them as much as we like to think. That's a reflection. That's you showing you. If you see yourself as something valuable, something sacred, as something worth protecting, then you're not going to be out here reckless with other folks' hearts and lives. You just not. You're going to move with a little more care, a little more patience, a little more understanding, because somewhere deep down you recognize that same spark in them. And we got to get back to that. We got to stop hurting people just to get what we want. That ain't hustle, that's damage. We got to stop stepping over folks like they don't matter, like they invisible. We got to stop picking gain over humanity like it's a normal choice. Because everything we do got weight on it. Everything. Every word you speak, that thing carry energy. You might laugh it off, but it lands somewhere. Every choice you make, it leave a mark. Might not show up right away, but it's there. And sooner or later, all of it come back around. Might not look how you expected. Might not hit when you thought it would. But trust me, it circle back. It always do. So maybe the real question ain't what if the Creator treated us how we treat people. Maybe the real question is why we don't treat people the way we be begging the Creator to treat us. With patience, with mercy, with a little understanding when we mess up, with grace when we don't deserve it. Because that's the kind of world everybody say they want, right? But we can't keep asking for a world we ain't willing to help build. It don't work like that. Author's closing words. If this touched you even just a little bit, if it made you sit still for a second or check yourself in a way you wasn't expecting, I'm asking you from a real place. Share it. Pass it on however you can in a good way. You never know who need to hear this, even if they ain't saying it out loud. And if you believe in what I'm doing, if you feel the heart behind these words, I ask you to support it, however you can. Donations help me keep going, keep writing, keep pouring into something bigger than me. I appreciate you for sitting with me. For real. Thank you for feeling this with me. Written with heart and soul. Khatib Shunar.